Okay, decimal place value. Decimal. Does that look close enough to the word decimal?
Yeah.
Okay, this stylus isn't the best. Alrighty, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plunk down that decimal point. I'm just going to do that right away. If I can, which I can. And that one really does look like a freckle, doesn't it? I told you not to call it a freckle, but it actually looks like one. And I'm going to make a line right here for the first one, and a line right here for the second, and a line right here for the third. And I'm going to make a few place values over here, but I don't really have room to go all the way to the billions, do I? No. That's just a limitation of the technology. Okay, everybody stare at that decimal point. That is a decimal point. Say decimal point.
Decimal point.
Okay, there you go. Now we're only going to do 3 place values past the decimal point. Here's my pop quiz question. All the numbers on this side of the decimal point, are they bigger than 1 or smaller than 1? Before you answer, think about Hawaiian buns. So are all of these decimal place values, are they larger than 1 or smaller than 1? And once you have already thought about those Hawaiian buns and you have that thought in your head and you're pretty confident of that answer, then you can put your hand in the air. Yeah, Nicolette. Sorry? Smaller than 1. Do you remember the Hawaiian buns?
Yeah.
Okay, Nicolette, tell me what we did with the Hawaiian buns to make them into decimals.
You cut them up with tens.
Yes. So she said an important thing. We cut them up into bits of tens, equal bits of tens. Now here's another hint. I want you to name these place values, and I want you to remember that all the decimals come in this, they're part of this family called the Thusa family. Remember the Thusa? Yes. Now, I want you to tell me what the name of each place value is, remembering that this one might not be what you think it is, because you might think these two guys are similar, but they're actually a little different. Darian. Sure, why not?
Tens, hundreds, thousands.
Yes. 10 thusa. Everybody say 10 thusa.
Thusa.
100 thusa.
100 thusa.
1,000 thusa.
1,000 thusa.
Now the reason why we do that is just because when you say tenths, sometimes it just sounds like tens. So I always emphasize the last part. 10 thusa. Do that again.
10 thusa.
100 thusa.
100 thusa.
1,000 thusa.
1,000 thusa.
Okay. Now, here's where we learn about cousins. Anybody have cousins?
I bet everybody has cousins.
I have cousins. I just don't know them very well.
And if you don't have cousins, I bet you had cousins.
I do. They're still around, but I have so many siblings, you guys, that the cousins don't really come over that much. It's a little overwhelming to come to a house where there's actually 8 kids living there. So the cousins just never visited very much. We were a little crazy in my house. Okay, cousins. So Darian has already told us this is 10 thusa. Say 10 thusa. He told us this is 100 thusa. And he told us this is 1,000 thusa. Now I got to teach you about the cousins. The cousins of the decimals, I don't want to hurt the decimals' feelings or anything, but the cousins look a little bit more, how can I say this politely, dressed up. And that's because the cousins of these decimals look kind of like this. Right one, not accurate. Bye-bye. Yes, you get where I'm going with this. Should I try the pie version of it instead of the box? Okay, let's try that.
I want some pie.
Cut it in half. How many slices would I need on each side?
5.
Yes, you feel me. Whoa, this is... Thou shalt forgive my doodles, yes? Okay, here we go. 10 slices. Now, someone give me a digit. And remember, we talked about the digits in our system. We don't have a lot of them. Can you give me one that's less? Nah, just give me a digit. Not 0, please, you tricky people. Give me one of these digits. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. 5. Okay, so I'm going to plunk a 5 down right here in the tenthesa place. So if I plunk a 5 there, what does this get called? Think about it. Think about it. Let it swirl around in your brain juices. Jonathan, what would I call this? 5 thesa. He's thinking along the right tracks. He's got the thesa. He's got the 5.
50
Allie. 5 tenthesa. Do you see why she said that? There you go. You were so close. Okay, now the cousin of this 5 tenthesa decimal is going to be dressed up, and it's going to be like, I so love coloring. I should have chosen a different color.
How many pie slices did Malau just color in? Raise your hand if you have the answer.
Hello. Yes. Whoa, that was a little bit too excited. 5, and then what would this cousin's last name be? So it's not just 5. Everybody together, it's 5 tenthesa. So weird. In this family, there's a 5 tenthesa decimal, and the cousin is also called 5 tenthesa. They have the same name. Weird. And yet, that actually happens in my family too. There's 3 Tom Dohertys in my family.
Whoa.
No joke. 3 Tom Dohertys, 1 Tom Lau. Anyway, that's totally off topic. But do you see how 5 tenthesa and 5 tenthesa are cousins?
Yeah.
Okay, what if I changed? What if I was feeling really, I don't know, evil and adventurous, and I changed this tenthesa to 6 tenthesa? Then tell me the decimal name of that guy. Think about it. What is the name of this decimal guy? I'm staring at people because I'm going to choose wisely. Cristiani, what would I call this guy?
6 tenthesa.
Yes, and I'm going to actually add another pie slice. Bing, bang, boom. And now what is that cousin called? 6 tenthesa. You, ladies and gentlemen, have a paper today all about cousins. It looks like this. Some people do think it's easy. Some people think it's tricky. If you're one of those people that thinks it's easy, boom, you'll be done in probably less than 5 minutes. If you're one of those people that's looking at it and going, I thought I got it, but I don't, guess who's here to help you? Yeah, so come find me or come find someone who knows they look like they know what they're doing. Everything else on the STEAM list, ooh. Bye-bye recording. Bye, audience. See you later.